Good morning. We are anchored off of Pig Beach on Big Major Cay, just north of Staniel Cay in the Exumas. Our daughters have joined us and the winds are picking up. We are moving north up to Compass Cay to tie up in a marina and wait out the winds. We are on beautiful Compass Cay, and this morning we are going to hike across the island to see a beautiful crescent beach. Everyone's told us you got to go see the beach here, and then we're going to hike up the east side of the island all the way to the northern tip to see Rachel's bath. So we're about to get the hike underway and start doing that. Good. Who's with us today? Tell me about our fail to our Rachel's bubble bath.
We had a fail because we were hiking and it was beautiful.
It's a little windy.
A little windy.
We all have flip-flops on, but I think the point of Rachel's bath, besides the beauty, is to swim in it. The waves, we're here because it's windy, so the waves were incredible. There's no way we could have gotten down in there safely without ping-ponging off the rocks.
We could have gotten there.
No, Sarah would have tried, and then I would have been a nervous wreck.
Definitely Any recommendation would be maybe some tennis shoes or some hiking shoes. The rocks are sharp and flip-flops weren't cutting it. That's one thing.
But it was gorgeous. The
But it
whole
was
trip. It
gorgeous.
was worth it.
Now, what are we doing?
Laura's gonna swim with the sharks.
We are on the south side of Compass Cay. It's about 5:30, sunsets for about another 2 hours, but we dinghied over on this windy day. We found a little protected spot on Compass Cay, and Ollie's running up and down the beach and just enjoying the beautiful scenery. Good morning. Today we are leaving beautiful Compass Cay Marina. Mr. Tucker and Trayvon and the great guys here at this beautiful island. And we are making the trip up north back to Norman's Cay. We'll be on the hook just offshore from McDuff's. Got a request from the girls. It's such a magical, cool restaurant on the beach that we want to get up there, anchor for the night, enjoy McDuff's and a beautiful sunspot. I guess that'd be the west side of Norman's Cay is a great spot to watch the sunset. So we'll anchor up there tonight, and in the morning we'll get over and snorkel the plane and see what we can see over there before we head to Shroud Cay tomorrow. So engines are warming up, we're doing the final checks, and we're going to move the boat north from Compass Cay up to Norman's Cay. We are in a bit of a tight spot on the dock. We have a shallow tidal creek off our port stern, and we only have a few feet or so off our port side before it gets really shallow. We need to come off the dock sideways, then go in reverse until we are clear of the shallow water. We will then need to spin around and exit the narrow cut. Access and maneuvering in Compass Cay Marina is tight, but the channel in and out of Compass Cay is just as challenging. We have to hug the shore uncomfortably close to stay in the deepest point of the channel. Also, the markers are small and can be off station. There is also shoaling and rocks. The correct route takes us much further inside than seems logical, but it is necessary to avoid grounding. are just about an hour out of Compass Cay, heading north, going about 9 knots, and I'd just like to quickly show you my crew.
Chilling.
Sarah's maintaining watch with me, but 2 of the 4 of us have fallen out. So seas are probably 1 to 2, 3 foot maybe rollers coming at the starboard beam. Not terrible, going slow. It's a pretty day out. The cold front must have come through because it's a little chillier than normal, but it kind of feels nice after all those days cooking in the sun. So about 2 hours to Norman's. What are we doing today, Sarah?
Snorkeling, sunken plane.
Who's playing?
Pablo Escobar.
You're not even paddling, are you?
I need a fanny. I need a fanny.
Oh no. Well, good morning. We are making the 22-mile jump south from Shroud Key to Warderick Wells. That is the Exuma Land and Sea Park headquarters. It's a must-see according to everybody else. So something new for Kathy and I. So far since the girls have been here, we've been kind of seeing the sites that Kathy and I had already explored just to show them some of what we had seen. But we are at our mooring ball this morning at Shroud Key, and quick look around. We had the mooring field all to ourselves. Some sailboats anchored out that way. Another anchorage over here. But it's an absolutely beautiful day and going to a new spot for all of us. So engines are warming up and we will detach from this mooring ball here shortly and head on down to Warderick Wells. This is kind of a unique anchorage here at Shroud. These are newer mooring balls and they're in great shape. But you have to come in along the mooring balls down to about those sailboats and then head out. You don't want to just pull off and head out that way. It's a little shallow and there's rocks and some other spots. Although these sailboats got in So I did come in here the first time through that cut. So it is better to go out along the mooring balls and then out through the deeper anchorage. And to help with that, I'm using my tracks. Hope that comes out. I'm using my tracks from yesterday's trip. I'll follow the way we got out of here because I know that was successful coming in. So that's one tool we use, is the tracks from the day before to get in and out safely. We are floating outside the Exuma Land and Sea Park, the Warderick Wells mooring field. We can see the 3 large vessel mooring balls. One of them's taken, and we were assigned mooring ball 9, and we got here and our mooring ball is taken at the moment. So the park is sending a boat out to see why there is still someone on that ball, and we're just floating out here halfway between the ocean and the Exuma Sound, taking in all the beauty and just kind of floating. It's not bad. Well, after some negotiating on the radio and people picking up the wrong ball, we are finally on the ball here at Warderick Wells. There's our team out there on the bow. How we doing, team? Ollie is glad we're here. This is beautiful Warderick Wells. So good morning. We are still at Warderick Wells. We have decided to stay an extra day. One, because it's beautiful and there's so much to do here. There's hiking trails and reefs to snorkel. So we're starting the morning out with a hike to where?
Boo Boo Hill.
Did you name Boo Boo Hill?
I did.
So Boo Boo Hill's right behind the boat. We're going to take the dinghy over, go for a hike. Ollie can't come with us. No dogs allowed except on the beaches with a leash. So we're going to do a morning hike up Boo Boo Hill, come back here, probably get some lunch, and then go find somewhere to snorkel.
Yes.
Laura, where are we going?
Boo Boo Hill.
Say it again.
Boo Boo Hill.
Sarah's already blazing the path. Mr. Furley's hanging out on the beach, tied to a tree. So
My sharks are out.
sharks are out on the shorts. All is well. Well, that was really cool. Just beautiful views from up there. And it was something special to have both daughters with us on that hike. And what an incredible, this is just an incredible park. And I highly recommend Warderick Wells if you're visiting the Exumas. Our friend Scott told us it was one of his favorite spots. And so far, it's just amazing. I mean, the colors of the water, the channels, the sandbars, the hikes. So we're back on board now, going to have a little lunch and see if we can't find a cool reef to snorkel. Well, good morning. We are a little bummed to be leaving Warderick Wells. This is a beautiful, beautiful stop, and I feel like you could easily spend a week here exploring, especially even some of the further out islands. But we're making our way back to Staniel Cay. Our daughters are getting close to picking up their flight back to the States, so we're pulling out of Warderick this morning. Beautiful sunny morning, but this was really a magical place. Highly recommend it for a stop if you're in the Exumas. So much to do, and we just scratched the surface. We will be back someday to continue to explore it. Over there is the park office, and this anchorage is sort of a creek, a tidal creek that runs around a half circle with a giant sandbar in the middle. That's where we did some snorkeling. Barrier islands to protect it. And again, this is just sort of the park office end of things. There's so much more to explore, but we had a great time here in a beautiful setting. We're about a half hour out of Staniel Cay. These are a little sporty, or a little bumpier than we thought they would be, but we've got it set at about 8 knots, 8.5 knots. And the bow tilted way down, so it's pushing through the waves. It's not terrible. It's tolerable enough that our youngest daughter, Sarah, is downstairs sound asleep. Laura and Kathy and Ali are up here keeping watch with me. So far so good. Almost to our mooring at Staniel Cay. Ladies, how's the ride so far?
Good. Good.
How's Ali doing? Ali doesn't like it when it's bumpy, does he?
He's hanging in there though. He's had worse.
Yeah. Well, it's our last day in Staniel Cay with the girls, and we are Loading up Mr. Furley to go to the grotto, do a little snorkeling.
They gave you this.
Low tide, so that's the plan here for this morning. Last night on the island for the girls, heading up to Staniel Cay Yacht Club for a nice dinner. We're all going. Not you. We just drove about 20 minutes across Staniel Cay Bay in the dark with a spotlight because the two girls are catching their flight this morning. So it was a little weird, wasn't it? Yeah. Just a little bit scary, but we made it, and waiting for the pilot to come pick them up.
Bye, girls.
Are beginning the end of our Exumas stay. Our girls just flew out this morning on Maker's Air, so they're headed back over to the States, and we had a wonderful week with them, and things couldn't have been more fun. We saw some beautiful things and explored the Exumas as much as we could this trip. I feel like we'll be back for sure. But we're going to head up to Highbourne Cay today to the marina and sort of get fueled up and cleaned up. Some fresh water.
Oh God, the boat needs an overhaul.
The boat is a mess, sand and salt everywhere.
Laundry.
So is the dog. But then tomorrow morning we'll make the jump across to Cape Eleuthera, so we can spend a few days exploring the Eleuthera Islands, and so that's tomorrow's plan. But anyway, today I'm guessing it's getting to be about 9, and we're going to make the 40 or so mile trip up the Exumas to Highbourne Cay. So that's where we're headed now. So this anchorage that we're leaving is called Between the Majors, and is just a little bit north of the Staniel Cay Yacht Club. It's a dinghy ride away. So that's sort of the east side. This is sort of the west side, and it has really good protection from winds that blow through, especially east or west. Our friend Scott on Dreamer waited out a serious storm here and did okay. I mean, it's never great in a storm, but so good anchorage in Between the Majors by Staniel Cay. We're getting ready to pull up now and move on. Kathy's headed out to the bow to undo our bridle and then pull up the anchor. We are exiting the Between the Majors anchorage using a new route. We had been accessing Staniel Cay and this area using the main channel to the south. We are now heading out the north cut and are finding the channel to be very narrow, with boats anchored right in the channel. We are also on the lookout for rocks, shallows, and shoaling. We are taking it slow, but as expected, every turn provides new breathtaking scenery. are safely moored at Highbourne Cay Marina. Took us only a couple hours to get up here. We actually ended up running about 20 knots. We hadn't run the motors hard in a couple weeks and we wanted to blow them out a little bit. She purred at 1850 RPMs and cut right through the water, so we figured it was worth it, and we fueled up here. Gonna spend the night, and out early in the morning we're gonna cross over to Cape Eleuthera. So new island chain tomorrow morning, but for today we're safely moored at Highbourne Cay.